Hey, everybody. Sean here from Macabre Daily and Sinful Cuts podcast. And I have the immense pleasure of being here tonight with the Brooklyn Horror Society, one of my absolute favorite things right now. I met them at the Brooklyn Booze event. They co-hosted it with the Twisted Spine bookstore, and they put on the most amazing show with the most amazing guests: Clay McLeod Chapman, Aaron E. Adams, Nat Cassidy, just to name a few. And then, of course, you never know who you're going to bump into. I turn around and there's Grady Hendrix. So it's like, this is why you come to live events. Let me stop sucking all the air out of the room. Let me introduce these incredible people. So let's start with ladies first, of course. So take it away.
Well, hi, I'm Julia. I'm the choking girl. Also, arguably the sporty spice of the group.
That's fantastic. And then, even though I'm going to give, I'm going to give spoilers away, David, please introduce yourself.
My name is David. I mostly run the social media account, our Instagram, and help with all the programming. One of the four co-founders here. Yeah.
Fantastic job too. Love all the socials. Adam, what do you do, my man?
You guys can hear me, right?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, beautiful. Now the dog's barking in the background. So, I'm Adam. I'm one of the four people that started this. What do I do? I guess I do a little bit of everything. Maybe a little more front-facing than some of the others. I'm on stage a little more often, I guess, but we all put in a lot of hard work all over the place. So,
well, you and Julia did an incredible job moderating and co-hosting the Brooklyn Booze event. So you're naturals. You're absolute naturals. And last but not least, Matt. Say hi.
What's up, guys? I'm Matt. If Julia's Sporty Spice, I'm Sleepy Spice. I a lot of the really bad design and multimedia you see on our Instagram and other platforms.
It's good.
And other stuff. So
you're being self-deprecating. It's incredible. It's really good. You should be proud of it.
Also, if we're giving serious answers, I am more than the token girl.
Yeah.
A lot of the programming too.
No, Julia, you put yourself in that box. That's where you're going to stay.
I guess that's where I live. I guess that's who I am now.
I had a feeling you did a heck of a lot more. Well, I think the great thing about it is it really is a collective. I know that you have different roles and you support different aspects of the Brooklyn Horror Society, but I know for a fact that it really is a true passion, and you guys are just equally just destroying it in Brooklyn. And I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. Before I get to, I want to know all about you, how it started, where it's going, what you have coming up. But what I would like to point out is that, I met you guys just a couple of weeks ago, and I was blown away. I was blown away by the event that you co-hosted, and I just said to myself, I've got it. Not that you need it, but I wanted to lend my hand to getting you more exposure. So please tell me how this all started.
Yeah, so we started this initially because we're all massive horror fans and horror fiction fans. That's what kind of first brought us together. Yes, absolutely. But we decided sort of we saw sort of the same vacuum that you see, that just total dearth of horror community events. And so kind of almost impulsively, Dave reached out to Lucky 13 and was like, can we show movies here? And they were like, yeah, sure, I guess, do whatever you want. And we kind of didn't expect anyone to be necessarily super into it. But the minute it started, people were thrilled. We had our very first event, we had someone come in from New Jersey because obviously there's that big a demand. And so kind of from there, we were like, all right, well, there's clearly a need for community. Let's make this focused on community. So sort of our goal in general after that with all of our events is to create events that are really about bringing people together, encouraging them to spend time together, to make new friends, to talk. We want to put things together for people who are hardcore horror fans, like real gore hounds, but also for people who maybe don't know that they like horror yet, or like if your girlfriend drags you and you're like, I hate horror movies, you'll still have a really fun time.
Yeah.
So just stuff that's like really, really welcoming and inclusive, because horror is so wonderful at bringing people together. Like the strong emotions that come up while you're watching a horror movie are really like they bond you with people.
It's the best. It's just absolutely the best. And we should give a shout out to Lucky 13, because I have noticed that really is the launch pad and the landing pad, I should say, for what you guys do. So how did you all meet? What's the connection besides horror?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, nothing Julia said was wrong there, but I think we skipped over sort of the origin story of this, which, you know, like Julia mentioned, we're all big horror fiction fans. We're big readers. And I actually met Matt at a local bar that we both live near. And I had a horror book with me, and we struck up a conversation about it. And this was, you know, a lot of years ago. And through Matt, I met Dave. Julia and I were married, and so that we all just got to know each other that way. But it started off us talking about, hey, you know what would be really cool to exist here that doesn't, is like a horror bookstore, some kind of horror fiction thing. And so we got talking about that, and we did a lot of research, and ultimately we started thinking about like, okay, maybe we don't do that right away. Maybe we start trying to put together some kind of fan base or some kind of community thing that could potentially drive that. And that's sort of what Brooklyn Horror Society came from originally. And, you know, we're obviously far from having any kind of like bookstore situation now. I think we're all happy about what
For
it's
now.
become. Yeah, well, I mean, look, we're working with the Twisted Spine folks to do you know, book related stuff now, and
Love them.
they've kind of taken over that space. But you know, it's just evolved from there, and it's been a really cool thing to watch it turn into what it is.
Adam, I love the story. You know, people's perception of horror is that if you're into horror, you must be some sort of closet maniac. And nothing could be further from the truth. The horror community is actually full of the sweetest and nicest people that I've ever met. And the fact that Matt and Adam met at a bar because of a book and struck up a conversation that led to a friendship, that led to, you know, being part of this core four of the Brooklyn Horror Society. What's better than that? What a fantastic story. I love it.
It does speak to the community aspect of it, right? I mean, we're all just like-minded people that are trying to enjoy the same kind of thing. And
how do you curate what you're going to show and what you're going to do, and who does the trivia?
No, we all do the
we all do
sure.
that.
Yeah.
We all do the trivia.
the trivia is always 4 rounds, and we each do one. It's
But,
look at that, and-
you know, so are you all responsible for your questions, or does one person come up with the questions?
yeah, we like to have our own personalities shine
Oh, I
through
love
each
that.
round. Though
Absolutely.
it's sort of the
Yeah.
fun part of it is the creativity. Sorry, Julie.
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah, no, and we all like to experiment with format too. Like I think one of the things that makes our trivia unique and special is it's like kind of out of its mind. And we like to come up with things where again, like you'll be entertained even if you don't know a single answer. So like I like to make video rounds where it's all like movie clips edited
great.
together, and you have to like guess the movie, or like, you know, we had one time we had guest hosts like community regulars who can come up and write around, and we had one of our regulars do a round where he was like, it was like charades, like he was like acting out scenes from movies, and you had to guess what he was acting out. So like it's very much like a community effort that is designed to reflect the personality of like us, but also like the people who choose to
individuals,
spend
yeah.
time there.
I like to call it fun level trivia. It's not it's not experts. It's not beginners. It's like, if usually half the time when we're doing questions, most of us are in the back laughing. And it's like, if we did that, like, I feel like we're successful.
Yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
we've got people like Matt writing haikus. That was one of the rounds.
Yeah.
Our haikus is my biggest disappointment that I missed it, because I was in love with that idea from the beginning.
Yeah.
Matt,
but yeah,
I want a repeat of that.
Yeah, we got to do haiku number 2. I got a great idea coming up, Sean. It's called Hot Dogs of Horror. That's all I have so far. I get a workshop in a bit. But
I'm in.
yeah.
You had me at hot dogs. I don't know what you're going to do, and you don't know what you're going to do, but I'm there. This is what I'm talking about. Look at the creativity. I love it. You guys are just having so much fun. Not that there's not a lot of work involved. I'm sure that there is. Every
No, it's
endeavor.
a blast.
But, you know, it's a passion. So you're happy to do it. All right. So we have the origin story. We have what has happened. Well, who wants to tell me about what you did this week? Because I think it's fantastic for anyone who may have missed it. This is what you're missing. Who wants to have a crack at it?
You mean last night or?
Last night.
Yeah, sure. So last night we showed Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and we showed a short film. So that's another big thing that we do. We show short films before a lot of our feature films that are made by local filmmakers. And so we do a little interview with the filmmakers. So we did that last night for a short film called Bells. It was fantastic. Everyone seemed to love it. We're at the point now with our movie nights that we pretty much pack it out every single time, and the vibes are always really great. People are super excited. You asked earlier how we curate it, and I think, a lot of it is just what do we like, because we're kind of banking on other people liking it too. But we really prioritize fun movies that like people are going to be excited to see and that are upbeat, and that if there's laughing or like we encourage like. I don't know, like a more raucous atmosphere, I think. We tend not to go for like the super sad, slow stuff. So Texas Chainsaw 2 was like an obvious one there. And it was great. I don't know. It feels like we're spoiled at this point because it's like every time we run an event, it's easy and so much fun. And it's just the community we have is just amazing.
Oh, I love that you said that, Adam, because I think in a year or so, not very long, you're going to look back at this interview, and from where you are now to where I know you're going to go collectively, the Brooklyn Horror Society, it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. I just say you guys are in your garage band stage before you're playing Wembley.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, look, we're so comfortable where how far we've come. It's been just barely over a year at this point. And, we've done everything from events at Nighthawk, which was Matt really driving that whole thing, to Julia and Dave driving that whole book fair thing and everything in between. So it's been wild to watch, and I'm excited to see where it goes too.
It's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Julia, go right ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like we've reached a point that I think is super exciting, where I feel like now we have enough experience under our belts and we have enough confidence that we could kind of go to anyone with any weird idea and be like, let's try it. We can start really experimenting with event format and doing even more, partnering with more places, doing more stuff. And it's fun to, now that we've got movie nights down, we've got readings down, we have trivia down, to start thinking about ways to vary it and come up with even more interesting things. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't imagine saying no to any of you. You're fun people.
Sean.
Well, no, you're fun and you're passionate. It comes through, So, I'm not giving anyone my social security number.
Yeah, I was going to say, just wait till some of the requests are about to throw at you and see if they're getting.
But I think it's, you're going to have lots of open doors. And I love that you've already done something with Nighthawk. That's fantastic. I did not know about that. So, Matt, you set that up?
Yeah, that was a fun time. I had an old colleague at a former job, Dennis Pioli. He was a writer, worked primarily with Stuart Gordon. And then we were just like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy to just pitch it to him? And the programming director over there, Christina, she went with it. And we had Dennis there give an intro that with Adam, and it turned out great. We packed out I think it was 192 seats. So
it's fantastic.
Yeah, so we did From Beyond. That's
right, From Beyond.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to thrill all of you. So I'm talking to Joe Lansdale Saturday morning.
Nice.
So he just released his Lovecraft collection, his Lovecraft inspired collection. Nice. But the whole theme of the interview is going to be how there hasn't been, in Joe's opinion, how there hasn't been a good Lovecraft movie yet. Now, I love Reanimator and From Beyond, so I'm shitting my pants when I say, no, Mr. Lansdale, there have been two. And then I slowly go off camera, So I can't wait to see what he has to say about it. But I love the fact that you did From Beyond. I adore that movie.
It feels like all of our events go better than we ever possibly could have planned, and that was just a great example of.
We've been very fortunate that the community response to everything we've done so far has been very positive and very supportive.
Now,
and they're really the ones that are making this successful. We're just setting it up, but the community is what's like knocking it down.
Absolutely.
David, let me ask, the Brooklyn Booze event, was that your first book related event? That's insane.
Yeah. We
That's
actually
insane.
met Lauren and Jason at one of our events. They kind of explained what they were doing. I think we were like close to a year at that point.
They're the Twisted
And-
Spine.
Yeah, there was Twisted Spine.
Twisted Spine bookstore.
Mhm.
They are just, I mean, can you
they're-
hug
they're
someone to death?
fantastic.
Because I'm going to try with the two of them. You know, just
I was actually just visiting them at the Brooklyn Literary Fair, and even in that crazy downpour, there was people at that booth, just a ton of interest. And I mean, I wish them all the best. They're fantastic.
well, look, we're going to get them the brick and mortar store in Manhattan. It's absolutely going to
I
happen.
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, fingers
Like
crossed.
repivoted off of our original bookstore idea once we realized what we're doing with this community. And now I feel like we're more just like building this community. You know, it's just getting people in touch with like the local movie directors and authors and just having people meet each other. It's great.
And exploring what kind of weird events we can do. You know, it's like, to Julia's point earlier, it's become sort of an exercise in like, all right, like, what's our next weird thing?
Yeah. You could have fooled me, though, with Brooklyn Books and Booze. I would have thought that you'd been doing it for years. Years.
Yeah. So like I'm a writer. I've done a bunch of readings before, and I've had that experience, and I know I have strong feelings about how to set writers up for success. I know that we all kind of share that too, and so did the Twisted Spine people. But I think one of our missions with that, because we thought we wanted to do like a book fair before we met them for the first time, and then meeting them, it was like, oh, this is like a perfect partnership. We can make this happen. But one of the things that we wanted to do from the beginning with literary events is like, how do you engage people who don't normally go to readings? Because usually when you go to a reading, it's a lot of literary people. It's like other writers or it's people who are already into it. And we have this great community that loves movies, but like they don't necessarily like horror fiction. So it's like, how do we get that audience into this event? And that was sort of like our driving ethos behind the whole thing. But it was really cool. One of my favorite things about Books and Booze was afterward we had I had someone who's a regular in our community came up to me and was like, I've never been to a literary event before, but that was so much fun. Like, I'll definitely go to another one. And I was like, great. Like, that's what we wanted.
That's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest win. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That really is it right there. It doesn't hurt that you have it in a brewery too. I'm not going to lie. That's always good.
I mean,
That's well.
this is
Yeah, Wild
It's
Geese was
so-
very nice to us also. They were very generous with their space, and it turned out actually to be like a perfect venue for this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Such sweet people. So nice.
Yeah.
So just to circle back to Twisted Spine, when we do get them their brick and mortar, we're going to make sure that there's a good size event space because there you go,
So-
Brooklyn Horror Society. You know,
Yeah, we will be involved with them as much as they want to be involved with us. They're awesome, and
Yeah, they're really taking off, and
There's
it's
a lot
really
of events
exciting
in
to
the
watch
future.
them go.
well, just say it's like we were saying before. It's all about the relationships. You know, you meet someone and you grow, and then before you know it, you look back and you're like, look where we were, look where we are now. Talk to me about what we have coming up in the future. Let's get the listeners and the readers excited about what Brooklyn Horror Society has until the end of the year.
sure.
Yeah.
Somebody want to take it, or should I just go?
Sure. Well, it's October. So
It's October.
It's October, baby. So we've got sort of our like mainstay programming. Every Wednesday at Lucky 13, we're showing movies. We've got Malignant coming up next week, which is going to be so fun.
Yeah, really.
The following week, we're showing The Happening because it's Save's birthday and he loves that movie.
Yeah, we hate it, but
That's
Dave's
the
forcing
reason.
us.
But
You're so lucky it's your birthday, Dave.
Like
Don't
me more than
encourage
they
it.
hate the movie. So
We're spinning it though. It's going to be a costume event. There are several. We're making mood boards that will be going out on Instagram for costume inspiration for The Happening. We're
so
making
far
it-
as you may
That
notice, we
sounds
don't
like
have
you're
a
being
short
sarcastic.
film.
That is true. We are dressing up for the happening.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
As
yeah,
you may
no, we're
notice, there's
doing
no
it.
short film before The Happening because I don't think anyone wants to be before
Yeah.
No.
of a movie.
Dave's doing an interpretive dance before we sit.
Mm,
I'm
we
gonna
launch
like
that.
Mark Wahlberg.
David, your friends love you very much.
As an unabashed M. Night Shyamalan fan, I unironically love that movie, and I will subject everyone to it.
All right, you know what? Horror people support their garbage, so have at it.
Okay, it's fantastic.
But yeah, so then after that, we've got our Halloween party and trivia on 30th. So that's going to be a really great time. And then we're continuing with movies through the rest of the year. Those are going to be announced, but we've been talking with Twisted Spine about doing kind of a fun format where we have an author choose a movie and they'll do a brief reading of their work before. We'll have a conversation about how the movie relates to what they're working on. And then we'll show the movie and it'll be a nice little, it'll be raucous and fun, a nice writer curated thing, but we're still having a good time with the film. So I haven't set any of that in stone yet, but we're thinking maybe doing a first one in December.
I think that's a great idea.
And don't forget, and hopefully in 6 months, we're throwing another book fair again. We would like to do this maybe biannually. The first one was great, and I would love to get more authors in front of people.
Fantastic. I'm not going to put you on the spot with a venue because I don't know if you have one locked down yet, but the moment you do, let me know, and we'll just put it all over the socials, and we're just going to get that place packed. Not that you need help from me. I mean, it was packed the last time, but we're going to have people falling out of the windows.
Awesome. Amazing.
Well, sorry. Go ahead, Julia.
Oh, I was going to say, we wing a lot of events. So if you want to keep track of what we're up to, you can follow us on Instagram at Brooklyn Horror Society, because that's the best way to stay up to date. We'll come up with things at the last minute. So it's
yeah,
that's how I follow
October.
it.
I think this is the month where surprises kind of come out of nowhere. So yeah, just make sure.
Yeah, keep us on our toes. I love that. Okay, so we've got to the end of the year. We're going to wrap up now, but because I'm a nosy bastard, we're going to go around the clock, and I want to know your favorite horror movie, your favorite horror genre. David, if you say The Fucking Happening, I'm just telling you right now.
The genre is all plant-based horror.
That I would love. That I would love.
Only think about trees.
We'll go with favorite horror movie, favorite horror genre, and if you want to just put anything out there with anything that you want the listeners or the readers to know about Brooklyn Horror Society that we haven't covered, just have at it. That's your moment. So, of course, ladies first. Julia, we'll start with you.
Amazing. Okay, I think favorite horror movie, there's so many answers, but I think one of them for sure is Possession. I love Possession. That's a great one.
That's a movie.
Yeah, it sure is. No one can say it isn't. I think in terms of favorite subgenre, I really love cosmic horror. I like In the Mouth of Madness, like that kind of thing.
Fantastic. All right, David, what have we got?
One of my favorite horror movies of all time, as far as more recent movies go, was Hereditary. Absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah.
I love again, as a genre goes, I love kind of occult movies. Hereditary just nailed it on the head. I love those kind, Rosemary's Baby. One of my favorite books of all time. Absolutely my favorite book of all time. And again, another great movie, just fantastic.
Perfect. Adam, what have you got for us?
I could go with the standard stuff, The Thing, but I'm gonna go with Green Room, which I think is just it's a perfect movie. I think.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. Man, genre is so hard. I'm gonna say slasher, but in 5 minutes I'm gonna be like, damn it, why did I say slasher? I should have said trumpets. There's a lot of good ones there.
Fantastic. All right, Matt, take us home.
I'm going with The Blob, and
hell yeah,
genre is gonna be
58 or 88.
88.
My fucking man.
I've actually never seen the older one. I'm sure it's great, but
don't. No, it's very bad.
No, it's not.
Steve McQueen is 42 and he's supposed to be a junior in high school.
He's the love Now I can only watch it. Yeah, so as you can imagine, body horror is my thing. Anything just gross, anything that makes people yuck.
We're all big fans of The Substance.
Oh, I was just going to say, have you seen The Substance yet?
Oh, yeah, all of us.
My favorite movie of the year.
Thank you. Right now it's
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say it's a tie between Oddity and The Substance is neck and neck for me.
Oddity was fantastic.
Couldn't be more different. But I'm sorry, Matt, I cut you off.
No, I just back to what you said before. We tend to curate our movies. We rotate. If you come to any movie that is pretty like gross and splattery, it is probably me. So
Good man.
Yeah.
we do.
Well, we lost that. So Adam's letting us know that it's time to wrap up. This has been an absolute pleasure. I am going to promote the hell out of the Brooklyn Horror Society. This is my stupid cliche. Shannon and I, this is our stupid cliche. You're now part of the Simple Cuts family. We're like the mafia, but there's no violence and murder. It's more hugs and support, but you never get out of the family. So use us as an outlet, please. We expect nothing in return. We just want to support horror. I think the world of you guys, and I just want to get Brooklyn Horror Society out there. It's what it's all about, right? Let's do this.
I just want to say, just as you say, we are part of the family. As Julia always like to say at the top of our movies, you're all now part of the Brooklyn Horror Society, and you're all society members as well.
Yay! I was hoping you'd say that. I promised myself I wouldn't cry, but I really wanted to be in my fit. I'm just blown away by what you do. Keep doing it, as I know you're going to. I cannot wait to see. I love where you are right now. Can't wait to see where you go. And and I'll be there every step of the way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You got it. Everyone have a fantastic night. And pretty soon you're going to see this stupid face in person because I'm absolutely coming to events.
Come on down.
Can't wait.
We'd love to have you. Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Have a great night.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye. That's it, guys.